I am Batman the Dragon Hunter, and I am presenting to you episode 18 of Mushrooms and Dragons. And today we will focus on South America. As you can see, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil. We can zoom up and you can see Antarctica. We zoom to the right and you see North America. But we are focusing on South America. In this episode, I will do my best to prove to you that South America is a gigantic seahorse. So we outlined the horse's head, his snout, his throat coming down. Then we do the back side of the horse, his tail, his two little anal glands, and his male organ, and his underbelly. So now we do the entire horse. Come down his back, the entire backside, the tail, once again, the glands, the organ, his entire underbelly, right up his throat. I'm gonna try something new and see how this works out. Was it just my imagination running away with me? Was it just my imagination running away with me? Is it my imagination, or is South America a gigantic seahorse? Imagination. Hippocampus. Hippocampi, different variations of hippo and campi. Hippo meaning horse, and campi meaning sea monster. It's a seahorse monster, and it's a Phoenician, Roman, Greek. Homer describes Poseidon as the god of horses. And then Poseidon, or the Roman Neptune, often drives a sea chariot drawn by hippocampi. Hippocampi appear with the first Oriental phase of the Etruscan civilization. They also appear in the Pictish stone carvings in Scotland. The Library of Apollodorus is a history book from the beginning of creation up until a certain point, and I think the Battle for Troy, maybe, somewhere around there. And it was written in the 2nd century BC, or believed to be a 2nd century AD compilation, which means they're not entirely sure when this library was written. We are going to go to number 6, War of the Giants Typhon. And what it's going to say. This was a battle between gods and titans. And I'm going to cut through to the part that has to do with us. Polybotes was chased through the sea by Poseidon and came to Kos. And Poseidon, breaking off that piece of the island, which is called Necerium, threw it on him. And then Hermes, wearing the helmet of Hades, slew Hippolytus in the fight. Right there is where we're going to pause. There is not another hippo mentioned throughout the Library of Apollodorus. We've already established that there is different types of hippocampus, hippocampi, and I think there might be a few other variants. Now, lightus is a different word from campy, but I still believe the hippo, the horse part, is the seahorse of South America, hippocampus. They're just using a different word through thousands of years of translations. It's lightus to the person writing this, and campus to somebody else for some reason. Hippolytus. Now, no one in this story here, I believe, is a man in the type of what we believe to be men. These are planets, gods, gigantic creatures. And that horse is pretty big. All right, this has to do with Hercules. Like, these are gigantic creatures and monsters. Helen's Scales, Poseidon's Steed, the story of seahorses from myth to reality. We opened up Helen's book to page 19, and she wrote, the rainbow serpents have, a few of them have a pregnant bulge. That's very interesting. If you've been following our channel, we did an entire episode. Episode 2 was all about the pregnant rainbow serpent of Australia, which is what she's talking about. But she's saying in her book here that the rainbow serpent rock art is very similar to the seahorse rock art, and that it's probably the same thing. No, Helen, if you're watching this, it is not the same thing. The people that were drawing the rock art of the rainbow serpent, the pregnant rainbow serpent, were drawing that of what would be known as the Gorgons or the Cetuses, but the seahorse is the hippocampus. These are different mythological creatures, and they were not myths. You're right, Helen. Very much reality. Helen, here goes your pregnant rainbow serpent. Just in case you don't want to watch episode 2. We would love to hear from you. Do you think this is a seahorse? Do you think that it's just a landmass that is part of this landmass and part of this landmass? Roger Mudfossil thinks that this is a giant footprint right here. Kind of hard to see, but what are your thoughts about South America? See ya.